I'm back. Uh-oh. I'm have to put y'all right there because my phone is gonna falling. Solo contigo. I am thirsty. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't had nothing to drink. I can't take it. Solo contigo. Hello, Barbie. I was just watching your cleaning video. Oh, cool. Thank you. Yeah, my cleaning video, it came out yesterday, right? No, Monday. Welcome in. You know what's crazy, Barbie? Because I was just seeing a message from you. A comment you had left. Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you for joining my family. My name is Jackie, if you're new to my channel. If you've already found my channel, my name is Jackie. Hi, Connie. How are you? How are you ladies doing? What's going on for today? I've been in the streets all morning and I just got home. You know my kids start school tomorrow, so you know, your girl don't know how to act, alright? I don't know how to act. I feel like this summer was like the longest summer ever. I wish I could relax. I almost missed my live today. You know, I would have been on live a long time ago. But I just made it back home. So I was like, let me jump on live real quick. Hey, there's 30 people in here. Y'all tap the screen, guys. Can I tap the screen? I got something to tell y'all. And it's some crazy news. I think I'm pregnant. Let me stop playing. I'm all spitting. that even don't make me choke. No. No. I don't even know why I even jinx myself like that. When I know I don't need no more kids. I think 4 kids is way more than enough, you know? Tap the screen, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna start talking on my own grape with my own joke. BMW. I hadn't even had lunch. I'm eating grapes for lunch. Is this healthy? Anybody? You're so pretty. Thank you. I'm not even dressed or nothing and I'm cute? Okay. Alright. Even on my bad days, I'm cute. Okay. I'm liking it. Where are you from, Misty? You know what I was gonna call you, Misty? I almost called you Musty. Like, I don't know why I thought I had red musty. Good thing I looked at it twice before I even said your name. Because I'm bad at it, okay? Hi. Hi, how are you? We're saying hi. How are you guys? Where y'all from? Talk to me. Well, let me start for me. I'm from Houston, Texas. I have 4 kids. Hey, girl. Finally catching the live this week. I missed them because work. Oh, it's cool, Des. I know. I know everybody's busy. San Francisco, California. Where are you from? From Houston, Texas. Yep. You're so pretty. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. How was the weather in California? Is it hot like Houston? Because I'm not lying, guys. You could literally fry an egg outside in the cement right now. Like, for real. I'm not even playing. Mmm. That's cool. What time is it over there? It's so hot. No, girl, I'm not cooking today. I know you hear me smacking. This is my lunch. Oh, let me stop before I break my bow. Oh, man, I would love to be by the ocean right now. I would love to be by the ocean right now. Are you single? I'm not single. I'm married. Going on 16 years being married. Can you believe that? 16 years of my life. That's been my life. Hi, Katie. Happily married. Yes. Yes. I've been with my husband for 16 years. No. We've been married for 16 years. We've been together for 17, going on 18 years. Congratulations. Thank you. Marriage ain't easy, all right? Let's just be honest, okay? I'm here. I love to be very transparent with you guys, all right? Marriage, it's a lot. It's a lot of arguing. It's a lot. But if you love each other and all that, you're going to get through it, you know? That's just it. Because let me tell you, there have been a couple of times my husband wants to throw me over the balcony. There have been a couple of times where I want to throw him over the balcony, you know? Life. If you're married and you ever thought about throwing your husband over the balcony, I'm 20 years old. Oh, okay. Oh, you're still young. You're still young. You're almost my son. Well, my son's almost your age. My son's going to be 20. How long you ladies been on? I barely got on for, I've been on for 8 minutes, Katie. I'm a little late today. I know I am. I'm usually on a little bit earlier, but I've been in the streets. I know my kids start school tomorrow, okay? So, girl, I don't know how to act. I'm smacking and everything, all right? I'm excited, but let me tell you, I'm not going to lie to you. My little baby girl, she's not happy about it at all. She does not want to go back to school. I don't know. She was like that too last year. You know what? I'm going to go sit over here. Oh, my love. Oh, my little buggy. Oh, what an idiot. I swear I be doing some dumb shit. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not supposed to show that side of me. Move, baby. I have my cup in my hand like this. I be doing some dumb stuff, all right? And I bend over like that, and the cup went with me like that. But you know, that's regular behavior that Jackie does. Like, for real, I'm not even lying. I'm gonna put you on my ring light so y'all can stand up. And y'all can see me, okay? Because I don't know if y'all can see me. Because I can't see myself. The hell I'm about to... I'm sorry, guys. I'm not prepared at all, right? I probably should have got a little more organized, but I didn't. So I'm going to put you right here. Ooh. Okay. All right. I'm liking this. No, I don't know that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not as rude. Dez, I'm not lying. Not for nothing. If you know me in real life, trust me, you can ask anybody. They will tell you. That's normal behavior for Jackie. That's the kind of stuff she does. You know? That's how I work. Can you cut the light in the kitchen, Dad? I'm not even gonna lie, I'm hungry. I didn't have breakfast this morning. I took off, huh?
Where's my chili?
I don't know. But can I have a couple of your chips? Dad, you got fries. I'm asking for 5 fries. Just 5 fries out of that bag. Just 5 single fries, all right? Just 5. These kids don't want to share, especially when it comes to chips.
Mom always shares with you, Mom.
Oh, I thought you didn't hear me. I'm sorry. Des, my kids start school tomorrow, okay? Don't remind me, because I will get up and start dancing. They start tomorrow. Right before I got on live, the teacher called me. Good thing I didn't get on live too fast. The teacher called me. And was telling me some things about my daughter. We went to elementary.
Mom. You want some Latina?
Exactly, Des. No, I'm good at it, just like that. That's what I always tell them too. Like when we go to the store, y'all real quick to use all my money, I get all these snacks and stuff, but y'all don't want to share with me. Like, think of that. No, you ain't playing. You gave me like a good 20.
Mom, I went to the store.
Okay.
I already knew
September? No way.
I already knew you.
Where are you at, Des? Dang.
It's September for them?
Girl. Some schools start a little bit later than y'all there. Too big. What's too big? Who, me? Yes, I cannot wait for my alone time. Hey, Amber. I cannot wait for my alone time. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, alright? I need my space, okay? You're nice. Thank you. My kids, I'm not gonna lie, this summer felt like a long freaking summer. And then almost all this summer, I felt like we were in storms. Like we were like trying to survive, you know? Jersey, yes. First week of September. First week, okay. They got the nerve to be all half days. What? I would want to go roll them in another school. My husband's always being funny. He's like, do they have a school somewhere where the kids could stay there till 9 o'clock at night? I mean, I'll pay extra. I don't care. I'm like, for real? We should be joking, guys. We should be joking, okay? I'm just funny like that, all right? Don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. Hey, honey. Hi, honey. Dang, man, you still got some September? All right. God be with you. Let me tell you, I can't wait one more day. Like, I already got the backpacks packed at the door, all right? We're all sleeping out here tonight, so when we wake up, everybody can get dressed and, you know? We need everybody gone by 7:30. 7:30, everybody gone. Thank you, Bradley. Tap that screen for me. Tap that screen for me. Hey, I think I just seen a dead body on my way home right now. I didn't want to tell my daughter because I had my little baby, my youngest daughter with me. I didn't want to tell her. But I saw this body laying in the bushes at a light right now when we were coming on our way over here. But I was on the other side of town. Time? What do you mean? Like, what time is it over here? It's 1:17 over here. PM. Make it into a story time. Yeah, so look, I'm about to tell you something. I got a good story time too. I see you married. I'm just playing. Yeah, but I am married though. I'm happily married, guys, okay? So a handsome man. I got a handsome husband. I really, really do. He's a handsome, hard-working man. Hard-working man. Your dad. I told everybody that your dad's cute. Chips. I'm telling everybody that I have a handsome husband. Wow, I wish I could be your husband.
Who said that? Who said that?
Don't be mean. Don't make go there.
I was so quick to say something, like they're lucky you stopped me. I was gonna say something.
My kids do not like it when a guy try to talk to me or a girl try to talk to their dad. My kids don't like that, let me tell you. One time, my youngest daughter was over her dad. Her dad was talking to the lady because it's a regular store that we always go to. And for one, let me tell you something right now. I am not a jealous type, like for real. I am not a jealous type at all. At all, because I trust my husband, you know. I know my husband will never cheat on me, and if he would, he'll be crazy.
Who said it?
Nobody, baby. Go over there, baby. Bebe, stay off my life, mi amor. We don't know who's behind these accounts, so don't be mean. Why, mama, love? Anyways, my husband. Hi, Iris. I almost start choking on my hot chips. I don't know about y'all, but I love hot chips. Especially hot Cheetos. Well, this lady was trying to talk to my husband. But I swear if I see a guy play with you again, I'm not holding back. Maiyah, really? Iris.
Want one more?
For one, why are your comments off on a lot of your videos? Are you doing that intentionally or?
One more? Why would you even say that?
That's it. Thank you, Daddy. Oh, anyways, this lady tried to talk to my husband, and my girls were like, "Can you believe that Dad was talking to that girl? Like he knew her?" And I was like, "Baby, it's okay, baby. We know her. We always go to that store. That girl always talks to us, you know." And my husband, he's a respectful man. Like, he's the type of man, if he's walking by a lady or a girl and he sees them carrying stuff, he's the type to be like, "I'll carry the stuff for you if it's too heavy or whatever." He's just a man, but like, he's always been like that. And I don't have no problem with that. You know, I think that that's what a man should do, you know? And my daughter was mad. She's like, "No, you don't have no business talking to her." I was so mad. My youngest daughter, okay? She's like, "Bye, have a good day. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you subscribe to my channel." Well, anyways, my daughter was mad and she was like, "Mom, I swear I wanted to jump on her back and attack her." I was like, "Anjuli, be nice, baby." But they don't like it at all. At all. Oh, but let me tell you about the dead body. There was a dead body in the bushes. I think. I don't know. It looked like it. I didn't stop or nothing. I probably should have stopped, but somebody would have seen it. Honestly, because it was too close to the street. Honestly, I know it would have affected my mental health. Honestly, I would have been in my feelings, and I would have been a hot mess. And it would have affected my baby. I had my little baby with me. Well, she's not a little baby, but I had my smallest daughter with me. Well, she's a baby. She's older than my baby, okay? My mom still calls me her baby. So I always tell my baby girl, she's always gonna be my baby. So anyway, I didn't stop. I hope I'm not mean for that, but you know. I'm gonna tell y'all a story time.
You schedule lives?
This time, no.
Because on your YouTube channel it says you scheduled a live.
I don't know why I did that.
It's just saying it's scheduled and it says upcoming.
For what time and what date does it say?
It says 7:54 and it's at the 8th.
I don't know. I have to check on that. Well, have fun, Amber. Yeah, and the area I came from, Des, that's where I'm from originally. I'm from that side of Houston, from Southwest side. And there is a lot of stuff, crazy stuff that goes on over there. I swear, it's super ratchet over there. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's ghetto over there. It's the hood. That's where I'm from. And you see it all the time, you know. Like you said, they're all drugged out. They're just like. Today I'm going to tell you a story time, but it's about me, okay? I know I have shared with y'all a story time about the father of my oldest son. If y'all didn't know, my husband raised my son since he was 2 years old. My oldest son. Since he was 2. I told you I was in a bad relationship. Where I was getting beat. This is going to be a story time. And let me tell you right now, this story time is going to linger on to like part 5, okay? Because I'm going to start from the beginning. From when I met this man. I did a story time with y'all already about this, okay? Yeah. Yeah, Baldwin, I was going to tell you that too, that it tells me that because the video was like listed for kids. I forgot to tell you that. I asked you a question, I completely like blocked it out and then I forgot. I told y'all before that the father of my oldest son, he used to beat me. Okay, so I'm going to start from the beginning, okay? I got with my oldest son's father when I was 13 years old. All right, 13 years old. And I ended up getting pregnant at 14 years old because my mom used to allow him to spend the night at my house. His mom used to allow me to spend the night at his house, which I don't think is a good idea because I'd be damn, you know, if I have a daughter that's 13 years old. If I ever let a boy come over here and stay here, you know. And we slept in the rooms and stuff together, you know, so stuff that we should have been doing, you know. And when I first got with him, his family, they had businesses and stuff, okay? So he was a kid, but he had money like a grown man, you know. And he used to pay for my hair to get done, you know. He used to do everything I wanted, you know. He used to give me everything, whatever. But he was a really, really jealous kid. And I'm saying kid because we were kids. And we used to go to school together and all that, right? So we see each other at school. He gave me money, you know. He was a good kid. I'm not gonna lie. He made good grades at school. He was a really, really good kid. I was the one that was not too good in school. So we had you know, we had been together since I was really, really young. I ended up getting pregnant at 14 years old, gonna be 15. And his family did not like me. His family didn't like me from the start. I don't know if they didn't like me because I was from here. Like, you know, I'm not from Mexico or anything like that. Well, I wasn't born and raised over there, but my great-grandmother's parents are from over there. But not even my mom and them, they were all born here. My tias, all of them, they were all born here. But like their great grandparents are from Mexico. So I feel like his family didn't like me because I didn't know that much Spanish and I was from here. And from the start, like before I even got pregnant, you know, she would allow me to stay over there or whatever, but she was really, really mean to me. Really, really mean to me, where she used to tell me, you know, she used to call me other names and tell me like, "Tu eres un puta, tu eres," you know, talk to me real ugly. And I was a kid, so she had no business talking to me like that in the first place, okay? But you know, I understand what she was saying. You know, I was too young, but her son was young too, okay? But when I talk about that, she didn't want to talk about how young her son was. She wanted to talk about how young I was, and why I was in the streets and staying in her house and stuff. I had no business doing that neither. So let me tell you, like I said, I will never let no little boy come stay over at my house, and I would never let my daughter go stay at no other little boy's house at 13 years old or 14 years old, 12 years old, 15, 16, 17, shoot, not even 18. My son's 19, and he barely started going out, because now he has his car and all that, but I will never do it, right? So anyways, we went to middle school together, we went to high school together. When we got into high school, he started like being like really, really jealous, you know, like he wanted to be really, really controlling over me, and he wanted to, like, him thinking if he puts his hands on me, it was gonna make me, even though it did, when he put his hands on me, I still stayed. I was a kid, you know, I was a kid. I didn't let my mom, I didn't let my family, nobody knew that he was hitting me. Nobody had no idea what he was doing to me. So when we got into high school, he started being like real, like he started being physical with me. And one time, remind you, when we got to high school, he used to go pick me up from my class. I wasn't allowed to, like, when the bell rings, I wasn't allowed. Yeah, it might sound crazy, okay? Because you're going to be like, dang, Jackie, you were 14, though. He was already running your life like that. When we were in high school, I had to wait inside my classroom. Every time the bell rang, he knew where each one of my he knew where every single one of my classes were at. So I would have to stay in the classroom till he came to get me, because he'll come get me from that each classroom and take me to the next classroom, okay? Because he didn't want me walking the hallways, because he started getting like really, really controlling. I should have knew it was a red flag from there. Because he was already acting jealous and stuff when we first got together, but when we got to high school and stuff is when he started being physical and stuff like that. So, one time I left out of the classroom, and I wasn't supposed to, okay? Because I was supposed to wait for him. I wasn't allowed to leave the classroom without him. Like, I had to wait, even though we didn't have no classes together, but I had to wait in the classroom for him to come get me. Like I was a kid. Like, for him to hold my hand and take me to the next class, okay? One day, we were arguing and stuff, so I was like, I'm gonna like face my fears. And I mean face my fears, and I'm telling you the truth, face my fears, because I was scared of him. Because I knew that he would scuff me up in a corner when nobody's watching. Like, that's what he was, you know? So one day I left the classroom without telling him, and he was looking for me. Let me tell you, I was so scared. I had went to the restroom, and I had I was scared to come out. I'm like, oh my God, I don't even want to go to the next class, because he knows my next class is at, like, what about if he's waiting in that classroom for me? And he was the type where, though, too, is that he would, like, tell me stuff in front of people because I think he knew that I was scared of him. You know, he would be like, he was really, really mean. Remind you, he was really mean, and he would give me that face like, you wait, like you wait, like. So I was in the classroom. I was in the restroom, and I was scared to come out the restroom. I'm like, I know he's waiting for me at that next class, at that door. I know he is, and when he sees me, he's gonna pull me to the side. Which that next classroom I had to go to, it was like way in the back, you know, back of the building, back of the school. So there was like a little back area back there, you know, where nobody really could see. There's cameras right there, but he didn't care about that, you know. But he was like, so anyways, I ended up leaving the restroom. Daddy, go ahead, Daddy, I'm talking. I know, I actually dropped a little bit of water right there. Don't sit right there. I was like, when he finds me, he's gonna beat me. Like he's gonna hit me. So I got out the restroom, right? And I'm not lying. I kid you not, guys. I'm looking at the restroom. I'm all looking around. I'm like, to see if he's coming down the hallways or if he's in the hallways or something, you know. So I'm like, he's gonna freak out because this is not normal for him. He's used to me waiting for him. This is our routine. Remind you guys, I lived with him already. When we were in high school, I was already living with him. I look at the restroom. I don't see nobody there. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to my classroom. I'm gonna be tardy. You know what tardy is? Well, everybody knows what tardy is, right? So I'm like, but whatever. I'm gonna have to go to the next classroom. So I got to that classroom. He wasn't there, and I was like, thank God. I'm like, but I was already scared. I'm like, we still got like 4 more periods. He's gonna catch me. And when we get, if you don't catch me in school, even though I was already thinking in my head, like, I'd rather him catch me in school than catch me outside of school. Because if he catches me in school, it's not going to be as bad. And, yeah, I know, right? Me too, Iris. I stayed in detention for tardies. And, I was like, so, if he gets me here at school, it's going to be way better. Because he's not going to be able to do too much to me. But if we wait until we get home, then it's not gonna be good. Cause once we get in the room, he's gonna start choking me or something. Cause that's what he liked doing. He liked grabbing my hair. He didn't even choke me, but he liked grabbing my hair. He liked to grab on my hair and wrap his hand around like my hair like this, and hold me and just punch me like I was a guy. Guys, I'm not kidding. I'm not even kidding. I told you that story whenever he had beat me that one time when I didn't give him my money. And he made a big old scar on my head, and I took out that scar on my head, right? I told you that story already. So when I went to that classroom, I noticed he wasn't there, and I'm like, all right, thank God. I'm like, but I already know the next classroom he's gonna be here. And I already knew, I'm like, he's gonna leave his classroom early to make sure to get to his classroom early so he could see if I came to his class or if I left his class or whatever, because he was like that, controlling. And guys, we were kids. I don't know how he was so controlling like that. He was a kid. He was a kid to be so controlling like that. Like, I don't. Well, I kind of know where he got it from after. After a couple of years, I told you before, okay? I kind of know where he got it from. He used to see his real dad beat his mom up really, really bad. So he followed his dad's footsteps, I guess. I don't know. Well, obviously. So, I go to the classroom and the bell rings and I'm scared. I'm like, oh my God, I'm scared to go out. So anyway, I told the teacher. I felt like I had to tell somebody. I was bad in high school and college. No way, Amber. I would never think that. So I was scared to leave the classroom. So I was like, I'm going to have to tell the teacher that I'm scared to go out. Remind you, all the teachers already knew that he would wait outside the classroom for me. All the teachers already knew that. So I was scared to get out that classroom, so I had to tell the teacher. I'm like, hey, can I talk to you real quick? And she's like, yeah. Because I could see him Girl, you're making me miss hot Cheetos. I love hot Cheetos. And that's why I got a little bit of these, because I've been wanting hot Cheetos. And my son got some of these, and I was like, can I have a little bit, please? And I just want some pecan. I love some pecan. I wish they were a little bit hotter, honestly. So I had told the teacher, you know how, I don't want to say his name. I was like, you know how he waits outside the classroom for me? I'm like, well, he's coming down the hallway, and I could see him from far away. When the bell rang, I looked outside the hallway, and I could see him coming from far away, and I'm like, I don't know if you ever experienced that. You know, I'm speaking from my experience, but like whenever you're like so scared of somebody like that, when you know they're coming, or you know they're gonna call you or something, or you know, like you feel like, you know, like, and I will always get like that. I will always get like that with him. I was scared of him because he would beat me like I was a guy, you know. And he wouldn't hit me like a regular kid, like, you know, he would hit me like a guy, like he knew what he was doing, like he got pointers from his dad or something. I don't know. Yeah, my stomach would drop. So I look down the hallway and I see him coming, and so I'm like, I'm gonna have to tell the teacher because he's coming, and I can already tell in his face when he's mad. I'm like, because he's coming, and he's gonna try to hit me, and I was like, and I can't, he can't hit me. Like that day, I was just like kind of over it. I'm like, he can't hit me, like he cannot hit me. Remind you guys, my mom, I lived with him already, right? But my mom lived right across the street from that high school, right across the street. So I was like, I'm going to tell the teacher what's going on. I'm going to tell the teacher that I'm scared to leave the classroom because of him. So I tell the teacher, and she's like, all right, stay in here until the bell rings, and I'm going to take you to the front office so you could talk to the principal. Because she's like, do you want to do that? Like, you're going to have to say something because he don't have no business putting his hands on you. And, like, you're scared. She's looking at me, like, feeling sorry for me, and I'm looking at her like, you know, like, I'm a young girl. I'm looking at her. I can't even imagine, like, my daughter's going through that, right? I'm looking at her like I'm scared for my life because I'm like, you just don't know. He's going to hit me. And she was like, all right, stay right here till the bell rings. So he comes, right? He comes to the classroom, and I'm, like, sitting way in the back of the classroom, and I see him come to the door, and he looks at me, and he's like, and I'm like, he's like, come here. I look at the teacher, and the teacher looked at me, and she looked at him. She's like, she called him by his name. She's like, go to your next class because you're about to be tardy. He's like, no, I'm going to wait for Jackie. And she's like, no, go to your next class or I'm going to call the principal. You got to go to the next class because he didn't know that I already had told her what he was going to do to me. And he did not want to go. Remind you guys, he was a disrespectful kid. He was really, really good in middle school, but when we got to high school, he was good too. He was making good grades and all that. I can't say that he skipped school or he was bad or anything like that. No, he wasn't. He had good grades and all that, but he was really, really mean, right? But anyways, when the teacher told him to leave, he said that he wasn't going to leave. He was going to wait till I came out the classroom. And the teacher was like, she's not coming out. She's staying here because I'm speaking to her. Go to your next classroom. You know, told him just like that. And he's like, no, I'm going to sit right here outside the classroom till she comes. And the teacher was like, well, I'm going to call the principal. He's like, call him.
Can I go to Geechee's?
No. Angel, I'm on live. No. No. So, this kid for real is working my nerve. Oh, I'm not gonna lie to you. My youngest son. He's something else. Yeah. Hi, Preciosa. Hi. Yeah, I was scared of him. I was really, really scared of him because he used to like mark me up really, really bad. Guys, I don't know how my mom didn't never realize that he was hitting me. But anyways, he sat outside the classroom, and so they called the principal. The principal came. The principal was like, "What are you right here for?" You know. And so the teacher tells the principal, "Jackie wants to speak to you." And so I told the principal, I'm like, "Hey, you know, I live with him." And the principal's even looking at me like, "You're only 14 years old. What are you doing living with him?" You know. And I was like, "I live with him," and I'm explaining to them, right? It sounds crazy, but I'm explaining to them, you know, I'm not allowed to do certain things. I left the classroom, and like now he's gonna find a reason to hit me. And that day, guys, I was not in the mood to get hit. And why I was not in the mood to get hit, and why I like had enough, I'm like, I have to say something, because I had like a lot of knots in my head. He used to like punching me in my head, When I tell y'all, I'm not even lying. I used to have a lot of knots throughout my whole head. Like, man, it felt so ugly. I'm not lying. I could literally go like this, and I could feel like a lot of different knots in my head because he used to go like this, and like, it's so painful. Just thinking about it giving me a headache. What are you doing, baby? Okay, baby, put it on a bow. And then I told the principal, I'm like, I'm scared to go out. He's gonna hit me. And the principal's like, what do you mean he's gonna hit you? And then the principal's like, so can I call him in? Because he was outside of the classroom still. The principal's like, can I call him in? And remind you, that teacher didn't have no class that period. So thank God that it happened like that, right? So it was just us in the classroom. The principal came. The boyfriend, I don't even like to paint him, okay? But this is when I was younger. Was part of my life. This is part of my story. And this is what kind of kept me and has me traumatized to this day with certain things. And I'm explaining to y'all that. I'm explaining why, okay? As I'm saying, it's going to be a lot of parts. So I'm going to explain why, because I brought that trauma and stuff into my marriage, okay? And I didn't realize it until my husband brought it to my attention. He told me, like, you're putting all that on me. Like, you know, you're treating me like I'm the one that's beating you or something, you know? So anyways, let me tell you. So the principal was like, can I call him inside the classroom and talk to him in front of you? And I was like, yeah. So the principal brings him in, you know? And the principal was like, what are you doing waiting right here in the classroom? Why are you waiting for her? She can go to class by herself. She's a big girl. She can walk by herself. And he was like, no, I'm waiting for her because I've been looking for her. And, like, he looks at me, right, when he says that, because he used to have them eyes, like, and he was looking, talking to the principal, right? He's like, because I'm looking for her. And he looks at me, he's like, and I've been looking for her. Let me tell you, I was so scared. I'm like, he's going to kill me. Like, he's going to kill me. I'm not going to lie. I really, honestly, truly did think that I was going to get killed in the hands of him if I would have stayed with him. I probably wouldn't have been here right now talking and sharing my story with you guys, because I probably wouldn't have even been here, because he was bad. It was bad. So, the principal, I told the principal in front of him, I'm like, you see the way he's looking at me? It's because he's going to hit me. The principal was like, what do you mean he's going to hit you? I'm like, he hits me. And the principal was like, oh, no, he hit you here on this campus here? And I was like, he have a couple of times. And the principal was like, looked at him, and he was like, no, she's lying. I never put my hands on her. And I was like, yes, you did. And that's why I'm scared to come out the classroom now, because I know you're going to hit me. And the principal was like, we're going to have to make a report. Did he hit you today? I was like, no, he didn't hit me today, but he was going to. If I would walk up this classroom, he would drive me to the side of the school. And so the principal was like, I think we should make a report. Do you want to make a report? You know, where's your mom at? He's telling me, where's your mom? You know, do you live with your mom? And I was like, no, I don't live with my mom. I'm like, but I don't know my mom's number. Remind you guys, I don't know why my mom's number and stuff wasn't on my school papers. Back then, I don't know if I remember, but back then it was way easier for us to, like, kind of sign papers ourselves. I know I did it a lot of times, you know? So I don't know if I didn't put my mom's number in there, but they didn't have my mom's number. I didn't want my mom to know. And I didn't want my mom to know because I already knew my mom was going to, like, try to put him in jail or something. Not only that, though. What? Get out the kitchen. Get out the kitchen. Yeah. Yeah. Baby, do not drop that on your carpet. So they called the cops and stuff, and I'm all scared. I'm like, I'm scared, right? I'm scared, and he's not giving a shit, because remind you, his parents didn't really care. His mom left him. His mom and his dad left him after a certain age. His mom literally went to Mexico and left him in Mexico with some random people. And his grandma had to go over there to go pick him up and brought him back out here to Texas, you know? So he started living with his grandma, and he was like, I think like 10 or 11 years old. So all those years though, he would see his mom get, you know, beat by his dad and stuff. So, his grandpa back out here, or whatever. Anyways, he used to be real disrespectful to his grandmother too, and his grandpa. His grandpa and his grandmother, they raised him, you know, since he was like 10 or 11 years old. They gave him everything he ever wanted. He was a spoiled kid, but he was a disrespectful kid though too. When it came to his grandparents, he was real disrespectful. And I've seen it from my own eyes, but they weren't nice either. Well, the grandpa, I can't say anything bad about him because he was never mean to me, but the grandma was. She used to always call me names and stuff. So they call the cops. The cops come and they're asking where my mom and everything's at, and they're asking about his parents and stuff like that. Well, they get a hold of his parents. Honestly, I don't really know what happened with my mom. I don't know if my mom didn't answer or something. I don't know. But his grandmother ended up coming up to the school because they called her. And they're telling his grandmother, you know, what's going on. They're telling his grandmother, you know, Shaq is over here, scared of him. You know, we could press charges on him because he has no business putting his hands on nobody. It didn't happen that day that he put his hands on me, but he would have. But the cops were like, it didn't happen today that he hit her on this campus, but he has hit her on this campus. So we're calling you to let you know right now. If it happens again or something, he's gonna go to jail. Remind you, he's just like he didn't care. He's looking at me like, you bitch, you wait. You wait. The cops, everything come, they talk to us, whatever. We do reports and all that. His grandma ends up taking him home. And the grandma looks at me and tells me, hablas con tu mamá. You know, she tried to tell me, like, go look for my mom, find my mom. Basically, she was trying to say I couldn't go back to their house because I got her grandson in trouble. And I'm thinking to myself, now that I'm older too, I think about it, I'm like, dang, man, you were a whole woman. You think that you would try to help me out. I was a young girl. You saw I was getting beat. You thought you would have helped me, but she did not help me. She did not help me. She's heard him beating me in the room and everything, and she did not help me. And, okay, I will. I'll tell him. And, so, I was like, man, I'm going to have to talk to my mom. Remind you, like I told her in the beginning, my mom lives across the street from the school. So, I was like, in the last period, I'm not going to go to my last period. I'm gonna run off campus. Like, basically, you could say skip my last period. I'm like, I'm going to have to. Because if I stay to my last period, when I get out of school, he's going to be outside the school waiting for me. All right? Not only was I scared to tell my mom about him putting his hands on me, but I was scared of my brothers because I have 2 brothers. Let me tell you something right now. One of my brothers has a background because of this. One of my brothers got a background because of this whole situation. Because he tried to do something to him. To this day, my brother is a felon because of that. So, I'll get to that part. Okay, what happened there? I was like, you know, my last period, I'm gonna run across the street. I'm going to my mom's house. I'm gonna have to. So I skipped last period. I go to my mom's house. There was nobody there, but thank God that I could jump a patio. Back then I was a little more thinner. I could jump around, you know. So I'm like, I'm gonna jump the patio, and hopefully the door's open. Thank God the door was open. So I went to my mom's apartment, and my mom lived like right across the street from the high school, right? So I could, like, if I look over the patio, I could see right in front of the high school. Like, I'm sitting right here, right? And I could see the high school in front of me, you know? Like, that's how close it was. But far, kind of far, but I could see, you know? So I go to the patio, and I'm like looking at the patio to see if I could see his grandma's car there. Because remind you guys, he was a kid, but his grandma used to let him take the car. So he was young driving the car already. So I'm looking over the patio, and I'm like, is his grandma's car over there? You know, I'm all scared. I'm like, because he's going to wait for me after school. He's going to come get me after school. Like, you know, he thinks everything's going to be okay, and I'm going to get in the car. And then once I get in the car, he's going to hit me. That's how it always went. He'll make it seem like everything's okay. Once I got in the car, he'll start slapping me up and grabbing my hair and stuff like that. And so I look over the patio, and I could see his car. Can y'all imagine how big my eyes got? I was like, I was like, oh my God, I was so scared. I'm like, if he sees it and I walk out that front door we usually walk out from, he's gonna know that I came to my mom's house. He's gonna know, you know, who wouldn't know, you know? And remind you, he wasn't too crazy about me going to see my mom and them neither. He really wasn't. Because, yeah, I know I got a big family. So, my brothers will always have a lot of friends over there. I have a lot of guy cousins that will have their boy, you know, friends over there, the guy friends and stuff. So he was really jealous, right? So he was like telling me, he didn't want me over there, he didn't want me around that, stuff like that. So he didn't want me at my mom's house. So I was like, I messed up again, come to my mom's house. He found out I'm at my mom's house, he's gonna kill me. So I see his car over there, right? And I'm at the patio. And at this point, when I seen his car, he could see me. If he would have looked towards my mom's patio, he could see me like poking my head over the patio. But I poked over real quick and I seen the car right there. And I was like, and that was right before the bell was going to ring, right? So I knew he wasn't going to be paying attention to my mom's patio. So when I seen the car parked right there, I was like, I got down and, you know, the patios have like little space between it. You could look out. So I'm looking out and I'm like looking towards the school and I'm like, you know, is he coming? You know, I'm trying to see if I can see the car moving or whatever. I see the car moving, and the car starts moving toward my mom's house. Like, it starts, like, coming towards, like, down the street, like it's coming to my mom's, you know? I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know how to explain it, but I can see through the patio, right? That the car's, like, coming towards me, like, towards my mom's house. And I'm like, he's coming to my mom's house. He's coming to my mom's house. He sees I'm, like, coming out. He sees that everybody's already out of the school, and he's still sitting right there. He's coming to my mom's house. So he comes to my mom's house. And, he starts knocking at the door, and it reminds you, when I see him come to my mom's house on the patio, I'm looking out, and I'm like, when I see that he's driving like towards my way, I run in the apartment, and I close the patio door and I lock it. My mom didn't lock the patio door because her patio door the lock wasn't working, so she had to put a broom on there, like a broomstick, like to lock it. But that day she forgot to put the broomstick, and thank God she did, cause no lie, I don't know what would happen that day. So anyways, when I run back in the apartment, it gives me like 2-3 minutes to like lock everything up, you know. So I run back in the house and I'm trying to lock the patio door and I know it don't lock. When I tell you I'm freaking out because I already know the way he is. If he didn't see my mom's car out there, whatever, he would know that I'm right there. Because I already know the way he would think, like Jackie probably has a key over to her mom's house or something. Like, that's the way he is, you know. Or he would sit outside the apartment just waiting for me to come out. Because he knew I went to my brother, he hit me. He knew that already. So I get the stick from the broom, and I lock the patio doors. I'm like, I'm going to have to lock it, because he's going to hit me. So anyways, I locked the patio door, and my mom had a townhome, so I run upstairs. He's knocking on the door. He knew I was in there. He did. After the fact, I still went back to him, okay? And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, how I knew that he knew I was in there. Because he said he knew I was in there. He's like, because where else you going to go? Like, where else can you walk? Or, you know, he's like, I don't see you get on the bus and going somewhere. I see you going straight to your mom's house. And so anyways, I run upstairs, and he's knocking on the door. He's walking around the patio looking in. And let me tell you, I was shaking. I'm like, he's about to find me. Anyways, we never answered. Well, I didn't never answer. So he ended up going to his mom's car, sitting there for a little bit. He was sitting in the car park for like 20 minutes. And my mom drives up. And I'm like, I'm not gonna lie. You know that relief that you have whenever you're just like, oh, thank God. That was a relief I had when I see my mom driving up. And I see him talking to my mom. And my mom's like, you know, telling him, I don't know, you know, I haven't been here or whatever, you know. I can hear what they're saying, but you kind of put two together, you know. My mom's like, you know. So anyways, my mom comes in, she unlocks the door, and I'm upstairs, and it's her and one of my brothers and my sister. And I tell my mom, Mom? And she's like, who's here? And I'm like, it's me, Mom, it's Jackie. It's me, I'm upstairs. And she's like, Mama, how'd you get in? I was like, I got into the patio, Mom. You left the patio door open. She's like, oh, okay, what are you doing here? What happened? And I was like, nothing. I just came after school. I came over here. She's like, well, so-and-so, he was just right outside the house looking for you. And I was like, yeah, no, don't. I don't want to know I'm here. I need a little time, Mom. I want to stay over here for a little bit. I don't want to go back over there for a little bit. You know, I'm like, I'm going to stay right here. And my mom's like, why, Mama? Everything okay? What happened? Because like I said, I never told my mom. I never told my mom that he was beating me. I never told my mom. I kept it from her. I just go see my mom and visit her or whatever, and they had no idea that I was getting hit like that. So I started telling my mom, like, Mom, I started telling her everything that happened at school. I'm like, and he's trying to, well, then I was telling my mom. I told my mom that he was beating me, but I told my mom he's trying to like grab me and like scuff me up, like he's just rough like that. And my mom was like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Mom, he's just real mean," And I started crying and crying. When you get around your mom or like your sister or something like that, like you feel like you just open up. You feel like you just, So, I was like, I don't want to go with him. He's gonna hit me. My mom's like, what do you mean he's gonna hit you? Ain't nobody gonna hit you. I was like, yeah, Mom, he's gonna hit me. Hey, Lulu. God damn. These chips are getting stale fast. Let me get them real quick. They're probably like, damn, fat ass. Spicy chips. Yeah, fries. Spicy fries. Oh, sorry. Des. For real. For real. Because really, Lulu? What a coincidence. On my last trip, guys. So I started breaking down my mom. I started like crying in a sandwich. Girl, I don't know about y'all, but I cannot eat no sandwich without chips. Like if there's no chips, you won't catch me with no sandwich. I'm sorry. Go to these guys. Go to these has to get comfortable, okay? Like my husband, he calls me. What the hell fell out my thing? Is that hot Cheetos? Oh yeah, I ain't drinking that. Don't get my water, little boy. Yeah, it's the crumbs and shit. Regular fat girl stuff. Got a crumb all over my shirt. So I started breaking down. I told my mom, like, he's been hitting me, and my mom's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, remind you, like I said, I was scared to my brothers because I already had news, especially one of my brothers. He'll go in, okay? Both my brothers will go in for me, but that one brother, I was like, I'm scared he's end up hurting him one day. So, anyways, I told my mom. So I started opening up to my mom. Told my mom, I'm like, Mom, every time we came over here and he came with me, when we go upstairs, he would hit me. He didn't like me talking to none of my cousins, especially if they're guy cousins. He didn't like that. And he would he was just like a mean kid. Like everything I did, everything I said made him mad. Everything annoyed him. So he found any reasons to like put his hands on me. I was starting to think that he was just like loving that. He liked that feeling. Like he felt like he was the man putting his hands on me, So I was telling my mom everything. She's like, what the hell? So she calls his grandma. She starts telling his grandma stuff. Because I was telling my mom, like, his grandma even knows what's going on. You know, his grandma seen him a couple of times when he would hit me, you know? And she's like, what? My mom was mad. She's like, what do you mean? So she called his grandma, whatever. And she tells him, tells the grandma, you know, your grandson's been like putting your hands on my daughter, and he's ended up going to jail or something. I'm gonna say something right now. He's not gonna be doing that, whatever. And she's all like defending her son still, her grandson. And so my mom was like, no, you know, either you get a hold of him or somebody else can get a hold of him or he's gonna end up in jail or something. I'm gonna say something right now because it's not gonna happen. My mom was like so mad. My mom was so mad. My mom was like, Mama, I never knew you were going through that. I'm like, well, yeah, I just didn't want to, you know, I didn't want to tell you. I didn't want to tell you, you know. I was like, I didn't want you to worry about me, you know. And like I said, even though I was 14, I had no business living with a little boy already, but I was. But my mom was like, he's not going to do that shit no more, whatever. Anyways, so my mom called his grandma. I guess his grandma called him. And then he was in the car or whatever. He was sitting in the car on his way home. So anyway, he ended up showing back at my mom's house. That was the biggest mistake he ever did. He showed back at my mom's house, and some of my cousins like, they wanted to get him. Okay, remind you, we were young, we were very 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 young, and my cousins were probably like 16, 17 at that time, and they wanted to drag him out of that car. So anyways, my cousins started attacking the car, and they started like punching the car, like hitting in. They're like telling him, get out the car. You know, you won't be putting your hands on my cousin, you know, got the car. And I'm all like freaking out. I'm all crying, and I'm like, no, you know, we're all kids, you know, doing crazy stuff, you know. I'm like, no, you know, no, don't hurt him. I already knew that was going to happen. Well, that goes into the next part where when he had hit me. I had went out with my family and I had got back home. Remind you, I was young, man. I was 16 with my own apartment. 16, 17 years old. I had my own apartment already. I was working. I was making money. I had my son already. I was making money. I was young already, like out there. Like had my own apartment, had my own job. We had a car. So I had got a little efficiency, right? I ended up getting back with him. After all that happened, I ended up getting back with him, okay? And that wasn't the first time that happened. It was a lot of times that happened where he'll put his hands on me and I'll forgive him and, you know. And because he would cry to me and, you know, and tell me, like, you know, my parents don't love me. Like, he would say stuff like that to make me feel bad because he knew that I had a heart. Like, I mean, I don't know. That's something I could think of, you know. So he would like make me feel bad for him, you know, and I would start thinking like, dang man, for real, he doesn't have no family or nothing, you know, like I can't just leave him like that, you know. Okay, so when I got my own apartment and everything with him, he used to work out of town. He started working out of town with his grandpa because they had their own business and stuff. So he used to go out of town all the time, and so every time he went out of town, I used to go party with my cousins. I started like kind of doing me. I was just like, he's not even here, like, you know. I could do my own little thing. I got a car. I thought I was grown, okay? I'm like, I'm going to do my own little thing. And while he's out of town or whatever. Well, one day he got home out of nowhere. I didn't know because usually I'll know when he's come back in town. I didn't know he was getting home early that day. And I wasn't there. And so when I walked in the apartment, I didn't even know he was sitting in the apartment. I walked in the apartment. It was just me and my son, my little boy. And thank God, but kind of, you know, I'm happy it kind of went that way because if I would have got home with some of my cousins, and he would not did that, you know, he would not did that, and if he would did that, then it would not have been good, okay? I really do truly think that my girl cousins probably would try to kill him. So, you know, because we're all girls, you know, and like a couple of my girl cousins that I was hanging around with, they already kind of knew what I was going through with him and stuff, you know. So anyway, I walk in the apartment with my son. And he's hiding in the closet. He is hiding in the closet from me. And when I walk in the apartment, whatever, I'm sorry, because my son walked in and I kind of lost track. I walk in the apartment, I lock the door and everything behind me, and I walk straight to the restroom. And I open the closet door to put my shoes inside there. He's in there. He's like, you bitch, where have you been? And I was like, when I tell you, I felt like I died right there. When I seen him, I felt like I just like passed out. He's like, where have you been? I was like, I was with my family. And he's like, and you're barely getting home? And it was like 10 o'clock at night, okay? It was like 10 o'clock at night. I did get home really, really late. But I have my own car and everything, and I have my own apartment. Like, I feel like I was grown, right? Which, honestly, I was real responsible. That's why I'm not surprised that my 19-year-old son is real responsible, and he has his own car, pays his own bills and everything, because I was like that, too, at a very, very young age. Because I had a kid. You know, I had no choice but to go work and go to school and work at the same time. Like, you know, it was a lot, but I did it, you know? But, so yeah, he called me the B word and said, where in the hell have I been? And I'm like, I was with my family. I didn't know what else to say. That was the truth, though. I was with my family. But remind you, my mom and them, they all lived in the same apartment complex that I lived in. I had a couple of cousins live in that same apartment complex. So, shoot, it was 1, 2, 3. There was like 6 or 7 of us that all lived in that same apartment complex, okay? So it was just like.
Is that here?
Yeah, no, Daddy, that's not here. So I'm telling you, when I seen his face, my jaw just dropped. I was like, Daddy, Geechee says he's getting a haircut. He'll be back in a little while. That's what you're gonna go in a little while too.
What?
Get a haircut.
When?
A little while. Let me finish talking, Daddy. Go over there.
Oh, can I say hi to the chat? You say hi. Hi, chat. Oh, hi, Geechee. How you know Geechee's sister?
Ew. You're all sweaty, Daddy.
That wasn't even me.
You just touched me and you're wet.
Mom, can I get some grace for you?
You gotta wash them, Dad.
When am I gonna go?
When I tell you, what?
When am I gonna go to
Where?
the barber shop?
Oh, little one.
The Geechee, I need that shot.
The day I said for me to take you after 4.
Not 4?
After 4. So, when I tell you, he barely gave me a chance to put my baby down. I had barely stopped. I turned around. It was crazy. It's very, very sad, but I already had news that it was that time. So I turned around and I put the baby in the bed, and right when I set the baby down, I felt him drag by my hair. He grabbed by my hair and he yanks me back. He starts dragging me to the closet. And he's like, take off all your clothes. Take off all your clothes right now, you bitch. You know, talking to me like that. And I'm like, no. You know, I start crying. I'm like, no. You know, like, no. And I'm crying, right? And I'm like, get off of me. Like, and he's like, take off all your clothes. Because I told her before. Well, y'all didn't hear. I'm telling you right now. He used to like hitting me when I had no clothes on. When I was in the shower, he would like to hit me while I was in the shower, or he'll make me get out of the shower so he could beat me. And a lot of times I will get out the shower so I could get hit, because I didn't want to get hit in the shower, because if I fell, he wasn't going to help me. He wouldn't help me. He'll leave me right there. So I'm like, I'm going to get out the shower and just get this ass whooping real quick, you know. And he put me to the closet and tells me, take off my clothes. And I'm like, no. Because like I said, he liked hitting me when I had no clothes on. I don't know why. It was like something with him. I don't know if he liked to see me that had marks on me or something. I don't know. That's one thing I can think of. And honestly, I think that's what it was. I think he liked to see the marks on me when he would hit me. Because he would leave like shoe marks and belt marks and everything on me. Because he would get the belt and stuff and he would just like slap me like, pow. Imagine getting hit like that on your back and stuff. When you're wet, man, it was horrible. So, I was taking off my clothes. I'm like, I'm gonna have to. I don't take it off. He's gonna take it off. So I might as well just do it. Like, And he already had me in the closet. And my son's over on the bed and just laying right there. I know what's going on, which I don't know. Honestly, I've never just asked him. My son's 19 now, but I never just asked him if he remembers anything, because I did leave his dad when Day was gonna be 2 years old. My oldest son. I left him when he was going to be 2 years old, so I don't think he remembers too much of it. Yeah, I know, Iris. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. So I took off my clothes, and he starts beating the crap out of me. When I tell you, beating me. Like, he's like, you bitch, whatever, whatever. Right after that, I had to go pick up one of my cousins from work. So, I was going to pick up my cousin from work. What's so crazy, and to this day, we talk about me and my cousin, because I was telling her that dad was going to pick her up. She could tell I had been crying, but she was like, what happened? You and Ricardo are arguing? Oh, I said his name. His name is Ricardo. And I was like, yeah, we're arguing on regular stuff, but she didn't know that I had just got my butt whooped. Because, the good thing about him, though, not a good thing, but there was one thing about him that he did that was real smart that he did. He used to like hitting me. And that's why he made me take off my clothes, because he didn't want to mark me on my arms and stuff, because he knew my family would see it. He wanted to mark me on my body because he knew that nobody would see it. So, after all that happened, whatever, I told my cousin, I was like, "Dad was gonna pick you up from work and stuff." I was like, man, I had the biggest. When I tell you, I had the biggest knot right here in my head, the biggest knot where he had got this weight. I had a weight in my closet, a little small weight. I think it weighs like, how much does the smallest weight weigh? I'm not sure, but a small weight. He got the weight and threw it right at my head when I was on the floor. After he finished hitting me, he's like, "You bitch!" threw the thing at my head. So after that, I was like, you know what? When I was gonna pick up my cousin from work, I didn't tell her. It was a girl. I didn't tell her. She didn't find out till like years after I had left him and all that. And I was telling her, what had happened. 1 pound. No, it wasn't no 1 pound. It was probably like, I don't know, I have one. It's a little dumbbell. I want to say they're like 15 pounds. This is one of the small ones. Because I walk with the small ones. I have big ones and small ones. So I don't know how much those little ones weigh, but when I went to go see my cousin, pick up my cousin, she didn't know what was going on with me, and I was already thinking in my mind, I'm already thinking to myself, I'm like, I'm gonna have to tell my family, like I'm tired of this. I think I was just like so tired of it. I'm like, I'm tired of this. Like, he's beating me in front of my son. Thank God, like I said, I don't know if my son remembers anything like that. I don't think he does, because now that my son's older, we talked about why me and his dad had separated, stuff like that, and he knows why. I did open up to him and I did tell him, so he knows why, But still, I still didn't talk bad, like, I still didn't talk like down on his dad to him, I don't ever want him to say that, my mom talked bad about you, or, even though I should have made him look really, really bad because the way he treated me, but whatever, I kept it to a limit on stuff that I told my son. So, I told my son, what will happen with this, whatever. But like I said, I don't think he remembers that he used to beat me. So anyways, I pick up my cousin, drop her off at home, and I go back home, and he's there. And he's just sitting on the couch, and he's just like looking at me, and I'm like, man, like, I do not want to just sit in this apartment with him. Like, I'm not gonna be able to just leave because he's gonna want to beat me. He already knew he had to let me go pick up my cousin, because my cousin lived in the same apartment complex as me. So he already knew, like, probably my aunt or somebody would have came knocking at the door or something, like asking me, like, hey, are you going to pick up so and so, whatever. So I think that's why he let me go, because trust me, he would not even let me go. But he already knew, like, if I don't let her go, her aunt's gonna come over here and come knocking, and then they're gonna find out what's going on, So anyways, I tell him, I'm like, hey, I gotta go to my mom's house real quick. My mom's waiting for me. My mom wants me to take her to the store. He's like, your mom has a car. I was like, yeah, I know, but my sister took the car. My sister, my brother-in-law, so I'm going to go over there real quick. And he's like, no, you're not. And I'm like, yes, because if I don't, Ricardo, my mom's going to come over here. My brother's going to come over here. I don't want no problems. Like, just let me go. I'm going to come right back. But I already had in my mind, I'm like, once I get over there, I'm going to tell my brothers. Like, I'm going to tell my brothers. So I get over there. Hold on, let me close this door. So I get over there to my mom's. $10-pounder. I don't know. It could be a 10-pounder. I have one in my room, honestly. And I don't feel like I'm going to get it. But it was a weight. But like one of the smallest weights, you know? So he's like, go. Go. He's like, you go, you dumb bitch. And he's like, and when you get back, I'm going to beat your ass again. Like, he's talking to me like that, like, for real. Like, he's talking like that because he started getting comfortable with hitting me because he wasn't scared of me. What? What, baby? Hold on. My oldest daughter brought me this. I mean, my youngest daughter brought me this. That's how you know they're listening to me. I swear. But one of these are low weights, a little bitty weight. They don't say how many pounds it is, though. I don't know, but one of these weights. Working on those arms, Jackie. So when he tells me that, I'm thinking in my head like, oh yeah, yep. You told me exactly what I need to hear. I'm about to go straight to my brothers. I'm gonna have to. I'm going straight to my brothers. I don't care. I don't care. Remind you, I had a cousin that was very, very close to him, a guy cousin, and the only reason why that guy cousin was close to him because he used to use him for his car. Like that's what I think. Like he used to use him for his car. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess it's like 5 or 10 pounds. It got some weight to it. So he tells me to go to my mom's house because when I come back, he's gonna beat me again. So I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, all right, when I go to my mom's house, I'm about to say it all. I'm about to tell my brothers, like that's it. I'm about to tell them that you beat me. You beat me today. Like I got the knots on my head, like right now. I thought it was a perfect time. I'm like, right now it's perfect time. I can show my brother the knots and stuff on my head, and so anyways, he let me go, right? I didn't even take the car with me because, mind you, my mom lived in my same apartment complex. So I walked to my mom's apartment, and the whole way over there, I had my son in my hand, and I'm like, today's gonna be the day. Like somebody's going to jail. Somebody's going to jail today. Guys, I did not want to do that. I did not want to do that because if I would have knew it was gonna be my brother ending up in jail, I would have not did that. My brother has a felon to this day because of that. Okay, so let me tell you what happened. I got to my mom's house. My mom wasn't even there, but my brothers were there. No, one of my brothers was there, and he was upstairs asleep. And I go up there, and I'm like, calling his name. I was about to say his name, and I'm like, hey, calling his name. I'm like, get up, and he looks at me. He's like, what happened? And I was like, Ricardo just hit me. Remind you, I never told my brothers that he hit me. And he got up. He's like, what? I'm like, Ricardo just hit me. He just hit me in my head. And I started crying. Because like I said, when you get around your family, your mom, and everybody, you just start like letting it all out. I was like, Ricardo just hit me. I'm all crying. I'm like, look, put my head. I have knots in my head. My brother's like, what the? My brother like started like flipping out. My brother was like, where's my pew pew and stuff like that? And I'm like, no, so I get scared. I'm like, no. no, please. I'm like, no, please, please. I'm like, no. He's like, no, not like, no, Jackie. He ain't even putting your hands on you. That I'm about to go whoop his ass. And I'm like, oh my god, no. I get so scared because let me tell you guys, I don't like people fight. Anybody in my family could tell y'all, I don't like violence. Stuff like that freaks me out. I don't like it. I do not like it. I do not. I've never had, and I never will. So I start freaking out, and I'm thinking to myself like, oh my god, what the hell did I do? Why the hell did I tell my brother? Like, you know. But I felt like I had to tell somebody. I'm like, I'm so tired of this. You know, I was just so tired of like getting beat. I'm like, I'm so tired of this. I need to tell somebody. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. You know. My brother's like halfway asleep, like, run, because my mom lived in a townhome. This was another townhome. This was another townhome in another little area. So my brother's like, starts running the stairs, and I'm like calling his name. I'm like, come here, like, hold on, just wait, let me explain to you. My brother's like, no, you ain't gotta explain nothing to me. Like, he hit you, Jackie, that's it. And I think that it made it more worse because he was asleep, and I woke up about his sleep, and then he felt a knot on my head because I started crying. I'm like, look, you know, feel my head. And he felt a knot on my head. I had the biggest knot on my head because when he hit me one of these dumbbells on my head, I had the biggest knot in my head. My brother was like, oh hell no, I'm about to kill him. And so my brother goes over there. My brother calls his friends, calls my cousins. When I tell you, like 4 of my cousins showed up, 3 guy friends. Remind you, one of the friends was like a brother to me. He's a guy. I was with this guy. I was gonna say this guy is with my cousin still to this day, but he's not though. They got divorced. But I did hook him up with my cousin, but they're not together no more. But this guy was my best friend. I've been knowing this guy since I was in middle school. I would say elementary, since middle school, since 6th grade. I knew him, you know, all those years. You know, he was my best guy friend. I had best girlfriends, but I had 2 best guy friends. And both of my best guy friends had ended up with 2 of my cousins. And one of my cousins is still with one of my other guy friend. Well, he's not my guy friend no more. We don't talk like that no more, but and then the other couple, my other guy friend and my cousin, they separated. So my brother calls my best friend, my best guy friend, and his name is Edgar, to be exact. And Edgar and his brother show up, and another friend shows up, and then like 4 of my cousins show up, and Ricardo is coming out of the apartment with one of my other cousins that he's real cool with. And I told you I have a cousin that was real cool with him, and I felt like my cousin was just cool with him because my cousin was using him for his car, you know. And my own cousin would tell him that he needs to cheat on me and stuff like that, you know. My own cousin would tell him stuff like that. So they both come out of the apartment, and my brother I would say his name. My brother ran up to him and was like, come on, we're gonna fight, you know, we're about to fight. And Ricardo's like, no, I'm not trying to fight. And then my other cousin comes, and he's like, nah, you're gonna fight. You're gonna fight. You want to be putting your hands on my cousin? You're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. And so Ricardo runs to his car. He jumps in his car because he sees like all the other guys coming. So he jumps in his car, and my cousin jumps in the car too, with him. And I'm thinking to myself like, oh, that was a bad idea. My brothers and them, they're about to get your ass too, just for you taking up for him. So anyways, remind you, after that, I had never got back with him again. After that, we were done. We were done. Oh, so he jumps in the car, right? And my brothers and my cousin and them start surrounding his car, and they start kicking it. I'm talking about they put the biggest dents in his car. They were kicking. They were telling him, get the hell out of the car. Get out the car. Get out the car. Get out the car. He did not want to get out. And they were like, get out, get out. So he got out, and that was a big mistake he did. He tried to get out, and he told my brother, let me talk to you, though. Let me talk to you. You know, nothing like that. And my brother's like, my brother didn't even let him explain. When I got out the car, my brother just, like, started, like, beating him up. And then all my cousins and everybody started beating him up. And they beat him up pretty bad. They swelled up his whole side of the face. They beat him up pretty bad. My aunt worked in the office then. One of my aunts was the manager in that apartment complex then, right? So she comes out and she starts realizing that it's us, you know, like it's the issue with us there, you know, because I guess the people from the apartment start calling the office and stuff. And so she's like, what the hell's going on? Remind you, her son was the one that was in the car with my cousin. I mean, with Ricardo, with my son's dad. So she started flipping out. She started looking at me and she's like, what the hell? Why are you starting all this mess or whatever? And I'm like, honestly, truly, I didn't want to start that mess like that. Honestly, I didn't think my brothers were going to go crazy like that. I did not think that they were going to flip out like that. So they start beating him up. Left them on the floor and everything. People had to come out their apartments and stuff, and they were like trying to take my brothers and everybody off of him and stuff. So he got saved from other people that live around the area. And then the cops and everything came. His family came, and they were all looking at me like, they already hated me. After that, they were really like, I hate you. But I'm thinking to myself, like, now that I'm older, I think about it, I'm like, y'all hated me, but he was the one that was beating me. He was beating me. Y'all hate me, but let me tell y'all. And that's going to be I'm going to end it right here after this, right? And tomorrow I'm going to start the rest of the story, y'all. The cops ended up getting there, and they ended up finding something on my brother. So my brother got arrested, and one of his friends got arrested. And they ended up taking them both to jail. My brother did 2 years in prison for that. 2 years in prison for that. And then he got out on parole, and then, like, now he's a felon because of that. And that's going to be the end of that part. And I'll, because my head's already hurting me, like I got beat in my head or something already. I'll start off the rest tomorrow. I'll let y'all know the rest tomorrow. What happened? Y'all won't believe it. It's crazy. It's crazy. It didn't end there. So yeah, my little brother, he's 1 year younger than me. He ended up doing time for that, and he was young, man, and he had to be in prison for that because what they found on him. And man, my poor brother did 2 years of his life in prison for that. So yeah, I'll continue the rest tomorrow. Like when we went to court and all that kind of stuff, because we had to go to court and all that. It was crazy. Everyone, please. Yeah, thank you, Connie. Yeah, guys, keep on tapping the screen. Tap the screen for me. Is there anything y'all want to ask me? I'll answer y'all. Ask me anything. I'll answer y'all to the best that I can. Yeah, my brother, he doesn't regret it at all. He doesn't. That's one thing I can say about my brothers, though. My brothers, they do not play when it comes to me. They really, really don't. None of my family does. I'm not gonna lie. None of my family does. I call my brothers right now and tell them, like, I need y'all right now. They live across town on the other side of Houston. They're gonna come over. They don't care what they're doing. Matter of fact, my brother just called me the other day and told me he wants to see me. So we're gonna meet up at my cousin's house on Friday. We're all gonna get together at my cousin's house. That's a good question, Iris. Okay, because this is like a little story time, and I want to like tell y'all from the beginning to the ending. So just know, Iris, that I had brought that into my marriage, and I started getting physical with my husband, the one I have now. Just know that. And it took a lot. It took a lot. It took a lot for me to realize that what I was doing to him wasn't right. I was putting it out all on him, Since I was getting beat for a lot of years, when I got with my husband, I felt like it was okay for me to, like, when he'll make me mad or whatever, I felt like it was okay for me to try to attack him, That's just being honest. So it took me some years to get out of that. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It took me, I'll tell you right now, it took me more than 5 years to get out of that phase. Yeah. Yeah, Iris, it was really, really bad, and I kind of brought that into my marriage when I got my husband, and my husband even told me, like, you don't have to, like, try to attack me or anything. Like, I'm not. You go, girl. You shine. You're pretty. You're lovely. Thank you. Thank you, Layla. Lila, or right? So, I still have scars on my body from that relationship. Like the scar on my head still hurts me, especially when it gets cold. Um, and like whenever that happens, whenever my especially this one right here, this is the worst one in my head. Whenever it starts getting cold and stuff, and it starts like swelling up and stuff, it brings me back to those times. And I don't cry about it. Honestly, I don't cry about it. I'm happy that I was strong enough and I got myself out of that relationship. I felt bad that my brother had to go through that. He has a background because of that now. Um, but I know that my family is there for me, and I know my family are always gonna be there to support me. You know. Really, baby. I'm speaking about this like openly because all my kids do know what I went through and stuff. Because as your kids get older, they start asking me questions like, "Why does he have a different last name? Why, why are you why does our big brother look different than all of us?" So I had to like explain to my kids, well, I was with the guy before your dad, and all my kids were like, "What? I thought my dad was your only husband." And I'm like, "No, I wasn't married with his dad." I'm like, but I was explaining to them, I was with, their dad, his dad, and he used to hit me and stuff like that, and it was really, 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 really bad relationship. And so it was horrible. It was horrible. Thank you, Catalina. Go ahead, guys. I'm here for you too. Thank you. And it's okay. Thank you. It's okay. I'm with you. He's in the wrong and you were in the right. So let me tell you something though, real quick though. And tomorrow I'll tell you the rest of the story. I'll continue from where I left off today. Where I left off today is when my brother got arrested, right? Okay, so what was I gonna say? I was gonna say. Oh, he was not only abusive towards me though. He was really abusive towards my son too. He would like slap my son around and like tell me how annoying he was, and he used to slap me and him around. Like we both got slapped around. What, my love bug? Let my baby go. And I got so tired that I'm like, man, like you're just like a mean man. You're just like mad. And he wasn't even no man, guys. He was a freaking kid, but he was like mean. He was a mean kid. My kids barely recently, honestly. I'm staying late today. Baby, go tell Maiyah to text your dad and tell your dad okay. Just tell Maiyah to tell your dad that I said okay. What, my love bug? Oh, my kiss. Oh, my kisses. I barely told my kids. Like a year and a half ago. Not that long ago. I barely opened up to my kids. Like I said, my kids are asking me questions and stuff. And the reason why I had brought it up to them was because right here we live at, my husband had went across the street to the store, right? What a coincidence. Let me tell y'all this, okay? I'll tell y'all this, okay? And tomorrow we'll finish off the other story time. The rest of the story time. A small world, okay? When I was with this kid, when we were kids, we lived in southwest side of Houston. Southwest side of Houston, okay? So all his family's over there and all my family's over there. Okay, so one day I'm telling y'all now that like how that conversation came about and how I started explaining to my kids about my oldest son's dad, stuff like that. I'm explaining to y'all how that came about and how I started explaining that to my kids about him and stuff. Was because one day, it was on a Saturday too, my husband said he's gonna go across the street to the corner store. So he went to the corner store, and who does he see there? Way over here where we're at. I don't live in Southwest no more. I live on the other side of Houston. he sees Ricardo there. And Ricardo's there with another girl. Remind you, this girl found my sister on Facebook and wrote my sister and told my sister to tell me when she sees me she was gonna fight me. What? Girl, you're ghetto. I don't fight.
Yeah,
I don't, baby. Baby, mind your business. Anjuli, no. Let me finish talking. Go. Mind your business. My kids get really offended when I start talking stuff like that. They don't like to hear that somebody's gonna hurt me. It really doesn't make them mad, but I want them to stay out of my business, you know? They can hear or whatever, but I don't want them to have no say so. Or, I mean, have no input, okay? So, so he sees me at the corner store, right? So my husband tells him, hey, do you recognize me? Do you remember me? Because I told her before, I told you this little story time before. I'm going to make it real quick for y'all. My husband, they met each other one time. Because my husband went to his little brother's house. His little brother had an apartment, and my husband was going to see his little brother, and he was there. Well, his little brother didn't know that was my ex. His little brother didn't know. So that's how they started talking, and my husband told him to come outside, and my husband started talking to him. And he started telling my husband, you know, the husband I have now, you know, my husband. He started telling my husband, you know, you don't know what Jackie did to me. I loved her, you know. She cheated on me, and I'm not gonna lie, guys. At the end, I did start like talking to other guys. I did because I was like, I want to get out of this relationship. That's just being honest, okay? I started talking to other guys, but he didn't have no proof of it. But that one cousin was telling him everything, which sucks because it's like, you knew he was beating me though. Like, you knew the relationship I was in. You knew. Out of all my family, you knew what was going on. You never said shit. You never even tried to protect me or anything. Like, you know, you knew what was going on. You were hiding it from everybody else, like just like I was, you know? So, what, my baby? What, my lovey bug? Come here, my kiss. Come here, my kisses. I know, my love. Get off my couch. Get off my couch, baby. Big boy. So, what was I saying? Oh, so anyways, when my husband told him to come outside, I was sitting in the car and I'm waiting for my husband, right? I'm waiting for my husband in the car and I'm like, what's taking him so long? Well, I didn't know that he was over there talking to my oldest son's dad. I didn't know that. So he came back to the car and he's like, you're not even believe who I just saw in there. And I'm like, who? He's like, Ricardo. I was like, at your brother's apartment? He was like, yeah, he's in there with his new girlfriend and stuff. So anyways, that's for the story time. I'm going to save that because everything I have to say, it's going to fall into that day, right? So I'm telling y'all how I start telling my kids, right, about my older son's dad. Well, when my husband seen him at the corner store right across the street where I live at now, right across the street right here, my husband had told him, do you recognize me? He looked at my husband like, no. And my husband was like, you don't recognize me? And he was like, no, I don't recognize you. And my husband was like, I'm the one that raised your son. I'm the one that's raising your son. And he was like, what? He was acting like he didn't even have a son. He was acting like he didn't even know what my husband was talking about. So anyways, my husband ended up taking a picture of his car and taking a picture of him, like, you know, so I could see that it was him. My husband was like, it was him. Like, I know what he looks like. I talked to him. Like, my husband has talked to him face to face 2 times. You know, I don't feel bad. I'm in the same situation, trying to be brave, find a way to open up to my kids about my past. 7 years, so crazy how much I can relate to what he went through. Yeah, let me tell you, it was really hard for me to open up to my kids. I didn't want my kids to know that. Like, my oldest son, like I said, I barely just opened up to him, and he's 19 now. I barely opened up to him like not even 2 years ago. Because he started questioning me, like, so what happened with you and my dad, like, you know? So I started telling him, you know, and I gotta be honest, guys. I don't know if I'm crazy for this, But to this day, I still, in front of my son, I will not bash his dad, or I won't be like, oh, fuck him, or I do not do that. I do not do that. Even though that guy is not in my son's life at all, my husband has raised my son to the man he is right now, okay? If you ask my oldest son who his dad is, it's my husband's his dad. Because my husband's been taking care of him since he was 2 years old. My husband was there to put him in school. All that. My husband was there for all that. His real dad wasn't there for none of that, because his real dad was so in love with me. And let me tell you guys, he was in love with me. He was in love with me. And that's what I'm saying. I was so naive. I felt like he was beating me and all that because he loved me so much. So I felt like, you know, that's why he's beating me, because he loves me. You know, like thinking crazy like that. But it does happen, guys. I'm not lying. Even if they're hitting you and stuff because they love you, especially when they tell you stuff like that, you start really, really believing for real. So I very start opening up to my son, you know, telling him certain things, whatever. So anyways, when my husband had came back and told me that he had told Ricardo, you know, I'm the guy that takes care of your son. And he was like, son? Like, he didn't have a son. Which is okay. Because you know what's crazy? Let me tell you. Not even a month ago, probably. My oldest son came to me and told me, Mom, and he was scared to tell me. But he's like, Mom, can I tell you something? I'm like, yeah, you know what happened? He's like, I'm going to show you a picture real quick and tell me this is my real dad. I was like, okay. So I showed him a picture. He showed me a picture, and he's like, is that my real dad? Even though he has seen pictures of him. He has. Because I had pictures well, my aunt has a lot of pictures of him, you know, like when we were all younger and stuff, and, you know, when we had him when he was a baby. Like, my aunt has all those pictures, right? So I got all those pictures from my aunt, and I gave all those pictures to my son so he could keep them for a memory for him. I don't honestly feel like I have to keep those. My son's big enough now. He could keep those. I don't have to have those, you know? So I told my aunt, yeah, give them to me. My aunt was like, no, I don't want to give them to you. I don't want, you know, Cake, which is my husband. I don't want him to think I'm, you know, trying to, like, you know, give you memories back or whatever. I'm like, no. I'm like, you know, we understand that he does have a real dad. And my son understands that his real dad has never been there. So we don't have to say nothing, you know? So she gave me the thing full of pictures, and I gave them to my son when he had left off to college. When we had his party before he left off to college, she gave me all those pictures for him, and I gave them to him so he could take with him. And honestly, guys, he don't even have none of those pictures. He only saved the pictures that we have of me, him, and his dad, that we took pictures at the mall when he was a baby. We took pictures at the mall. And he only has that picture, but his dad's not in that picture. Like, and I barely seen that not that long ago. I seen it on his phone where he cut his dad out of there, and it's just me and him. And he has it on the back of his phone, my oldest son. So I was like, I didn't ask him. I didn't even question him. I didn't tell him, like, did you cut your dad's picture? But, you know, I know kind of like the way he feels, because he's already done told me, you know, because we already sat down and had the conversation about, like, what we do if his real dad would try to come look for him now that he's older, you know? Well, anyways, he showed me the picture of his dad. He's like, is this my dad? But like I said, he didn't recognize him because his dad had a hat on in the picture. So anyways, his dad found him on Facebook. And he's like, he found me on Facebook. And I was like, you know, are you going to talk to him? Because I'm not the mom to sit right there and tell him, don't talk to him. I am not going to do that, guys. I'm going to let him... Your oldest son found out about his real dad at 19, or he been you? No, he been you. He been you that he had another dad. He knew that it was his. I don't even like to use stepdad because my husband don't even like that phrase. My husband doesn't like stepdad. My husband does not sit here and say that's my stepson. No, he'll tell you like that's my son. I raised him. That's my husband's son. You know. But no, my son was young. I didn't have to tell him. He already had knew because, like I said, I was with his dad. And then I went right into another relationship with my husband. And I told you about that. About one time when his dad showed up at a party that I was at, and my husband was there with his mom. I met my husband from his mom, if I don't know that. I met my husband from his mom because his mom knew my friend. I told that story time already, but I'm gonna share that, you know, as we go with the story time. Tomorrow's gonna be another part of it. But I told him, like, so are you going to talk to your dad? You know, you plan on talking to him? He's like, no. I mean, what am I going to tell him? Like, what? How am I even going to come at him? I don't know him. And I was like, well, I don't know, Wiggy. You know, it's up to you, Daddy. I'm here to support you. You know, if you ever want to go over there, because his dad's family, they still stay in the same house. And how I know, because I still go to that side of town. Like I said, I got family over there. I just came from that side right now. Before I got on live, I was over there, right by the real dad's family's house. I passed right by the street. I can find those story times because I might have missed those. Yeah, I did story times on those. But if you wanna, you know, watch, you can catch them on the lives, because I'm gonna share these story times for like the next 5 days until it's all done. I say it's like 4 more days that I'm gonna share these on live. You know, parts of the story time, because it's a lot. I'll be here all day sharing everything. Like it's a lot. Tomorrow I'm gonna share the part when my brother went to jail and we had to go to court and all that. Okay. My son said that he really don't know what he can even talk to him about. He's like, I don't even know what I could tell him. Like, I don't even know him. He don't know me. And so I asked him, I said, Wiggy, you know, I call my oldest son Wiggy, or Dede. I said, Wiggy, not for nothing. Like, what would you tell your dad if your dad tries to tell you, you know, that Papi? Because my son doesn't call my husband Dad. He calls him Papi. He's been calling him Papi since he's been little, since I got with my husband. And when I moved in with my husband and all that, he started calling my husband Papi. So all my other kids call their dad Dad, but my oldest son, he's the only one that calls my husband Papi, because it sounds weird him even saying Dad. He don't use the word Dad. He's never have. So he calls my husband Papi, you know. I was like, so what are you gonna do if your real dad comes to your life and your dad asks you about Papi? And he was like, I'm gonna tell him, like, you know, Papi's my dad. He raised me, you know. And I was like, I know, but what if he tries to tell you, you know, that Papi's not even your dad, you know, like he's your dad, you know? And then it was like, I'm gonna tell him straight out, like, Papi raised me, you know. I really don't even know my dad like that. And I was like, because I was just curious. I was just wanting to see where his head was at. I'm like, I'm curious what would be his response, you know? And he was like, no, that he wouldn't like badmouth my husband, or like, you know, make him feel like he's the dad, you know, because my son was like, he's never been there for me. So that's that, you know, that's that. He knows that he has a real dad and all that, but I don't know. And his real dad, their family, they got money. They got a lot of money. They got money. And I had told my son that. I told my son all the good stuff. Because let me tell you, his real dad's grandparents, when that raised his dad, the grandma hated me. Remind you, they're from Mexico. They're from Michoacan. The grandma hated me, but the grandpa was really, really nice to me. He was really, really nice to me. He would give me money. He'll give Ricardo money. He'll give us, you know, buy stuff for Day. He was the only one, well, him and like 2 of the aunts, because they were all older, you know. They would buy us stuff. Like when I had my son, they bought everything for us. His family bought everything for us. So I told him, you know, about his Huelo, because he used to call him Huelo when he was little, you know. He used to call him Huelo. And he still remembers that name, which is so crazy. But he still remembers that he used to call somebody Huelo. But he only remember what he looks like. But he remembers, like, I remember I had a Huelo, you know. So I will tell him. I told him all the good stuff. I'm like, I'm not going to lie. Your Huelo and your Huela, they gave you everything. Let me tell you, they had my son with all kind of jewelry. They bought him. They used to always go to Mexico, bring all kind of stuff back from Mexico. And that's gonna go in the story too, all right? Because I found out that this family, they're coyotes. If y'all know what that is, y'all know what a coyote is, okay? So that's why they had so much money. I'll do that for story times. I'm gonna explain all that and like how that went with the people they were bringing to the house that we were all living at. Like they were bringing people to the house and like have them hostage there. It's crazy. What you call it? And I think that's why his grandmother, like now that I'm older, right, and I had conversations with my husband, because me and my husband always talk about it. My husband talks about all his exes, and that's just the way we are, okay? I know a lot of people might not be like that, okay? But me and my husband, we do understand that we both got a past. I do understand that my husband had girlfriends and all that before me, okay? He had a girlfriend when he was down here in Houston before I met him. He had a girlfriend when I met him. But we're just friends though. You know, like I said, I knew his mom. Um, but what was I saying? God, what was I saying? Oh, so now that I think about it, like now that I talk about it and stuff with my husband and stuff, I'm like, now that I think about it, that's probably why his grandma never wanted me to call the cops, because she didn't want the cops to go to that house because she already knew they were doing something. You know, she didn't want she didn't want that kind of attention at their home because they lived in in a big house, and they had an extra house in the back of their house, and that's where they had the people at. Okay, I'm gonna say that for another story because that's a lot. That's a lot. Not only that though, one of my cousins, her uncle, which I don't know what he is. I guess you could say he's like a cousin to me too. But I have a really, really big family. So I have cousins that have cousins that have uncles that have uncles. So I don't know what they are to me. I call them all tios and tias and cousins because they're all my family, So I'm like, either you're my tio, my tia, or my cousin. Like you're one of those. If you're not my brother and my sister, you're my tio, my tia, or my cousin. So well, anyways, one of my cousins, her tio ended up telling me, because one time he went with me and my other cousin. He went with us to that house to go pick up my son from there. So that's when we had barely separated and stuff. And I dropped off my son there so he could spend time with his abuelo and his abuela. And I was going to pick him back up, because he was still little. Like I said, I got my husband. Gotta go. Okay, Amber, bye. Have a good Wednesday. Hey, cousin. I'm going to see y'all Friday, okay? Friday, we're going to be there. Me, my mom, and my sister. Good thing you're on here, so I can tell you right now, okay? See you Friday. And I can't wait. That's one of my cousins right there, guys. One of my guy cousins. God, what was I saying?
How you left Rico at his grandma's house?
Better come. LOL. I am coming, like for real. My sister just called me yesterday, okay? And she gave me a whole lecture, and I gave her a whole lecture. And she was like, you know what? We have not been over there to go see cousins. Like, we got to go. Like, we haven't seen them. We haven't checked, see if they're okay. I was like, I've been talking to Roxanne. And she's like, well, we got to go. Mom said we're going, and we're going Friday. I was like, okay. So, yeah, we're going to be there Friday, cousin. I'll see you Friday. I can't wait to see you. To see all you guys. I hope Kyla's there. I want to see Kyla. So anyways, one of my cousin's uncles told me, this is where you used to live with Ricardo? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, I used to come here to buy, DRUGS, I don't want to say that word. I don't know. YouTube might shut my thing down. So I was like, here? At this house? He's like, yeah, I used to come with one of my other friends, and we used to buy stuff here. I'm like, no. He's like, no, for real, trust me. And then he was like, we come see a guy here. His name said the name, and I'm like, yeah, that's his brother. So anyways, it was like a small world. We were like putting two together, and we were like, oh yeah. They were doing something. That's how they were getting all that money, So yeah, I was in a really, really bad abusive relationship, and I was young, getting my butt whooped. Okay, I don't wish that on nobody. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I'll be the first one to tell my daughters, if a man puts his hands on you, you leave his ass or put him in jail, because we're not gonna do all that. We're not gonna do all that, and that's why I talk to my kids. And I talk to my kids, and I tell them, like, y'all can talk to me. Feel comfortable talking with me. Let me know how you feel, because I want my kids to feel comfortable. I'm not saying I wasn't comfortable speaking to my mom, because I was, and I still am to this day. Like I said, like, if I'm feeling some type of way or whatever, whenever I get around my mom, I'll just start bust out crying, and I just start letting it all out, okay? Because I'm just like, because you feel like at home, you feel like, I can open up to somebody, And so I just didn't say nothing, like I said, I was worried about, like, my brothers getting in trouble and stuff. And so yeah, that's that. I was thankful on everyone for doing this live. Thank you so much, Connie. Right now when I went live, I try to do this little thing that I see people doing now, where, like, before I get on live, it gives like an option to like add people to your live. So I try to do that right now when I had got on live, but it said I had to add the person before I even got on live, and I'm like, who am I gonna add to get on live? Because I know a lot of people don't like showing their faces. You know, there's a lot of people out there that they don't like showing their faces, and I understand. Because when I first started doing YouTube too, I was really shy to show my face and stuff. I would like put filters on and stuff, and I would like want to hide my face and stuff. Now I don't care. I'm like, I don't care. I can see all this flabbiness, and I don't even care no more. It is what it is. But yeah, long story short, I'm with my husband now, and he hates to even talk about it. He even tells me like, he's like, man, I'm not gonna lie, that makes me mad. I can't believe like he was doing something like that to you. I was like, yeah, because you know what? I would hate for my daughter to have to go through something like that and they hide it from me. That's the worst. And it's crazy because when I talked to my mom about it and I was opening up to her about everything or whatever, she was like, I never knew. I never knew you were going through that. Like I never knew. I knew somewhat, you know, after that day that I had left school and I went to her house. She knew somewhat. She knew a little bit. You're adorable, Jackie. Thank you. She knew, you know, somewhat a little bit, but she didn't know too much. But, you know, now my daughters are getting big and stuff. I don't want my daughters to hold that from me or hide that from me. Like, no, tell me, like, so I can help you. And that's why I opened up to them about that whole thing too, because you know I have a daughter that's in middle school now, you know, and I know there's gonna be little boys probably she's gonna like or whatever, you know. Even though we tell our kids don't focus on that, focus on school, but I know it's gonna happen, you know. And I need my girls to know that it's very, very important that they have a man that treats them right, because if you don't treat you right, then they gotta go, you know. And I want my kids to feel comfortable. I want my kids, like my daughter, say God forbid, they will end up with a man like that, and I need them to know the red flags. Once a man yells at you or even acts like he's gonna put up a hand on you, or it's time to go. You know, like don't put up with that. Don't put up with that. And so I share all this with my girls so they could, if they will ever go through that, like I said, they would think about me and be like, you know what, my mom went through that. My mom is still scarred to this day because of that. You know. And I want them to remember that. I want them to be like, you know what, I don't want to go through that. My mom went through that. And my mom to this day still has a knot in her head from that. Like, you know, like I want my girls to know, don't ever let no man do that to you. Ever. 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 I would never condone that. Vice versa. If it was my sons, I need my sons to know. Don't you ever, and I've told my sons. My sons know that, trust me. I've told them. Don't you ever put your hand on a woman. I'm saying something right now. Don't you ever do that. Because mama loves you to death. But mama will put you in jail. Myself. Because you're not going to do that. I don't condone that, and I didn't raise you to do that. I didn't raise you. Let me tell you one time what my husband told me. And y'all tell me what y'all think about that. I'm just saying, what mom in their freaking right mind will tell their kids this, okay? Well, his mom didn't tell him that, but his aunt that raised him told him that. His aunt that raised him told him that if a girl is hitting on a man, the man has the right to hit back. He was like, my aunts and them have always told me that. All my aunts, they always had told me, you know, woman hits you and she hits you more than two times, she don't stop. You turn around, you knock her ass back out. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, you know, my aunts and them used to tell me that. This is when I first got with him, guys. I'm not gonna lie, my husband was so corroded when I first got with him. Like, for real, not for nothing. He was so corroded in the head because of how he was raised, you know? And everything he's seen and, like, how his family were, you know, how he was raised, you know? It was like, it was normal for him to think stuff like that because he used to see it with his family, you know? So he thought it was normal. Like, well, if a girl puts the hands on you, you know, you hit him back, you know? So one time when he had told me that, when we had first got together, I was like, let me tell you something right now. Don't you ever in your mother life tell my kids that. Don't ever tell my sons that. What? No. Like, no. You're strong. Me personally, I'm thinking, for one, a woman should not be putting her hands on a guy in the first place. I completely understand that. I do. It should not be happening. But for a guy to turn around and knock the woman out for that? No, I don't agree with that. Like I told my husband, y'all men are more stronger than us. Y'all can hold us down and tackle us down and call somebody or try to get some help, try to, like, so you mean to tell me that your family has told you to beat the shit out of a woman if a woman hits you? That shit is crazy. That's crazy. And don't, I looked him dead in his eyes. I'm not even lying to you guys.
Look at my haircut now.
Angel, I just clearly told you can't go to after 4. I clearly told you that. Don't mess with my baby. He's taking a nap.
Touch my fur, baby.
That's what scares me the most. I have 2 girls, 14 and 15. I tell them, don't be scared to come to me. It would break my heart to find out they're going through, yep, DV. My son knows too. I don't play that. I would tell my man, restrain her, but don't hit her and call for help. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, restrain her. You're stronger than her. Like, you can hold her down. And he was like, I don't know. Like, my family's always told me that. And I mean, at first, I'm not even lying to y'all. I'm not even lying to y'all. He was all for it. He was like, that's the way it's supposed to go. Like, and I'm like, no, it's not. I'm gonna tell you right now, no, it's not. I'm not lying, guys. When I got my husband, he was so different. I've never ever met or like heard a man say the stuff and did the stuff that he did. And it took for my family, especially my mom. My mom will sit him down. My mom will call family meetings. And to this day, my mom calls family meetings, okay? And to this day, my mom calls the family meeting. And she'll text all of us and be like, we're having a family meeting. I need you, your sister, and your brothers here. All of y'all. And we know when it gets serious when that happens. We're like, oh, we all start texting each other like, what's going on? Does anybody know something we don't know? My mom sat down with him a lot of times. My mom has told him, no, Cake, that's not the way it goes. That's not the way we're gonna do things over here. You're not gonna sit here and be disrespectful and think that nobody's gonna tell you nothing. Because my husband was something else when I first got with him. He really, really was, and he'll tell you. He would tell you himself. He was something else. And I used to tell him, and certain things that he tries to say, I'm like, no, we're not doing that. We're not your family. We're not nothing like your family. We're not doing that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. I'm not going to do it. And he understands. I'm not gonna lie. I have to literally sit down and talk to him and tell him, you know, like have like conversations, deep conversations, just me and him. You know, I have to tell him like, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to like, 'cause I do understand a man's place and a woman's place. I do understand that. I do. And my husband has a lot of say so. You know, he does. He has a lot of say so. And that's just how it's supposed to go if you're in a marriage. You know, the man, he's supposed, and us women are supposed to be, you know, they're queens, and you know, I'm not trying to say meat also be on top, you know, and all their demands. But I mean, if he's a good man, then I don't see why not. You can meet all that man's demands. Why not? You know, I love marriage, and I think marriage is a beautiful thing. You know, but it has to be a good, stable marriage. I won't condone for a woman to sit there and deal with a marriage, but she's going through a lot in her marriage and she's getting beaten and all that. I wouldn't condone. Okay, just stay that's your marriage. How to fix it? Hell no. I would be like, girl, I understand you've been married for 15 years, but it's time for you to go. He's been beating you for 10 years. Oh yeah, you got to go. You know, I'm not, but I'm all for marriage. I love marriage. Like I said, marriage is a beautiful thing. I'm married. Y'all know that. And my husband is the king of this castle. You know, he is. And he's a little bit more stricter than me and stuff like that, but that's just his dad's, you know, and a lot of times I don't agree with him, but I do understand that a dad has his part and a mom has his part. I can't raise a boy like his dad could raise him, you know? And so I let my husband do his own little thing. You know, sometimes I still try to budge in and be like, hey, I know I was yelling at my kids, but you're not going to walk in yelling at my kids. Only I could do that. And he's looking at me like, but you've been texting me all day telling me how they've been working your nerve. I understand that, but don't scream at my kids though. don't scream at my kids, okay? Yeah, you know. So and I don't think that there's nothing wrong with that. You know, you're married and all that. Your man's supposed to be the king of. A lot of people might not understand that. Okay. See, even my cousin said my husband, he's a really, really good man. All my family, I'm not gonna lie, they love my husband. Everybody, I've told that before. He's a really, really good man, and he's changed so much, and he sees like what family is and stuff. Because back then he didn't know anything about that, because his family are not close and tight like mine, you know. And I'm glad that I have a lot of guy cousins, you know, that he talks to. Like my cousin that's on the live, he's married. He's been married to his beautiful wife for a lot of years. His wife is really, really cool too. Like I love her, and I love all their kids. That's what I'm saying. I can't wait to see Kyla, and you know, there was a lot of things I had to tell my husband, you know, like, you know, we're family oriented over here. Like we all love each other. We, you know, sometimes we're family, you know, not family sometimes argue and, you know, stuff like that, but we all come together. We also love each other. We're all going to be there, support each other. That's just the way we are, you know? And, I told my husband, my family is here for you. Exactly how my family is here for me. My family is here for you. My family love me. They're gonna love you. Like that's just the way it is, you know. That's just the way it is, and that's the way we all are in our family. If we might not even get along with our cousin's significant other or whatever, but we're still gonna respect them. We're still gonna show them respect for our cousin and for the kids they have, for the family. It's a family unit still, you know. Like we have that much respect for each other, okay? And it's that won't ever change. So I was telling my husband, you know, like all my family's real close. You know, you got my family because I told you before, my husband doesn't have no family like that, like at all. He doesn't have no guy cousins or any of that. Like the only guys that he knows is all my guy cousins. Okay, that's it. And I told you a lot of times I have a lot of guy cousins and a lot of girl cousins. So like my family is my husband's family, you know. And I always tell him like my family's always gonna have your back. Like me and you don't even have to be together. My family's still gonna have your back because that's the way we rock, guys. Like not for nothing. You know how many family members that we have that are not with their husbands or their wives no more, and their husbands and their wives still come around our family? Still, like, and my husband finds it so weird. He really does. He's like, I don't understand. Like for example, my cousin Little Fred's on here. His name is Jose, but we call him Little Fred. He does music too, by the way, guys. Y'all should go check out his channel, Fred Beasy. He does music too. For example, my husband found it so weird that one of my uncles, and you know who this is, Fred, that one of my uncles is around our family with his wife, and then his wife comes with her husband, her new husband, and we all get together. You know who that is, Fred? Starts with an R. Cake has always thought it was like the craziest thing. Like, I don't understand how y'all all could just get together like that. I have another cousin. Her and her husband separated, but they got kids together. Her husband still comes around my family. My family, he still calls my family. He calls my mom. I want some of your food, whatever. He still comes over. We still love him, respect him, like nothing. And him and my cousin are not together no more. My cousin was somebody else different now, you know? But we still respect him because they have kids together. You see, when they have kids together, stuff like that, it's way different. It'd be different if it's just like a regular boyfriend. Like, no, then I, you know. But if you have a family, you got kids together and all that, you know, we're still going to love each other and still support each other. So it took a while for my husband to understand. It took a lot of years. When I first got my husband, he didn't understand how we were all so close like that and how my family still got together like that. He's like, I don't understand how your uncle's not even with him no more and she's still coming around. I'm like, because that's what we do. Because she's the mother of all my cousins. Like, that's still my tia, you know? So, when I first got with him, he's always telling me, like, your family's like the Brady Bunch. But he was saying that because he never had family like that, you know? Like, he didn't have a family, a close family like that, you know? So, there was a thing or two that I had to tell him, you know? And I had to like kind of like walk him through and let him know, like, you know, I know you're used to not having family there to support you, or family there, period. Because I got to be honest, guys, my husband can't count on his family at all. None of us, me or him, we can't count on them at all. And I'm saying that openly and freely because we both know this. And my husband already did a video about this. Yeah, I go back and look on the channel. There's a video about it where he was explaining about his mom kicking him out and all that, and like, you know, how he don't talk to his mom and stuff, you know. His mom didn't raise him or any of that. So, you know, I had to tell him, you know, my family is nothing like your family. Like, my family, we're all close. So, as long as you're with me, you don't even have to be with me. You could call one of my cousins, my brother or somebody, if me and you are not together. Say me and him not together tomorrow. And he needs somebody to talk to or something. He knows, and he could tell y'all. He knows that he could call my family. He called anybody in my family. And probably the first one he'll call is my mother. Because he has called my mother a lot of times to talk to my mom. You would think he'll call his own mom and talk to his mom or his family or whatever. Because he knows he can't count on them. So he calls my mom, talks to my mom. And tells my mom, like, well, this, and that. You know, what do you think? You know, whatever, you know. And my mom will tell him straight out, well, Cake, no, that's not right. That's not how things work. And my mom's real open and blunt with him, you know. And so, you know, I've always told him, you know, you're in this family for life. Like, we have our kids, you know, you're in this family for life. My family's always gonna love you. Like you're always gonna be in this family, you know. So yeah, that's what I love about my family. That's why I always say that nobody has a family like mine, because that's honestly, truly, like for real, the way I feel. Nobody has a family like my family. Like I love the way my family, the way we all love and support each other. Like I said, we ain't all perfect. Let me tell you, sometimes we wanna not kill each other, but you know, sometimes we have disagreements and stuff. But when it comes down to nitty gritty, and we need each other to be there for each other, support each other, or any little thing like that, you better believe that we're all gonna be there. We're all one phone call away, you know. And that's what I love about my family. And my husband, he didn't understand that at first. He's always said like, no, that's just being fake, you know. Y'all don't even talk, and something happens, y'all all come together. Well, yeah, but that's the way my family are, you know. Yeah, these certain cousin stuff might not talk, but when we all have to come together, we're all coming together. Like that's just what's gonna be, you know. So yeah, you know. I'm happy that my family has me and my family, you know, as a family now, you know. You too, Dimples. Have a good day. I'm about to get ready to let y'all go too, though. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I gotta go. So y'all have a good day. I hope y'all enjoy this little story time with me. Tomorrow I'm gonna finish off the rest of the story time, and we'll go from there. All right, we'll go from there tomorrow. So please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Share it out, whatever. Okay. Bye, Connie. Bye, Catalina. Bye, Dimples. Bye, Iris. Bye, Des. Bye, Cousin Fred. I'll see you Friday. Bye, Layla.
Mom,
What
you
is it?
still alive?
I'm about to end it right now. All right, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget that bell notification. Don't forget, guys. All right. Don't forget. I always say it. It's always gonna be us, never them. Bye, guys.